Alright, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Yahweh who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The title of this video is going to be The Fall of Babylon. Babylon being the United States of America. It's not talking about the Catholic Church. It's not talking about Jerusalem. It isn't talking about the whole world as, Vocab Malone was saying. For those who don't know who that is, you can just look him up. But, he was saying that, when he went down and invaded, the apostles of GMS, he was saying that, Babylon is basically, the whole entire, world system, right? That the whole world would be destroyed. Which, that's clearly not in the scriptures, because if you go to, what is that? The book of Ecclesiastes, it says that the earth endures forever. So that's clearly refuted by that. Okay, I don't have my Apocrypha with me at the moment, but when you deal with the Apocrypha, it gives you signs of the times, and the scriptures say when you see part of these signs come to pass, you know that salvation is near. So we've been seeing part of the signs happening. And what are part of the signs? All right, Matthew, the 24th chapter, which we'll even start there. Let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. You know what? All praises and glories unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I actually opened up to that exact page. I literally opened up to that exact page I wanted. Anyway, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Anyway, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24. And this is... Let's start at verse 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulations, as it was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. And except those days shall be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days they shall be shortened. Then if any man say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall rise false Christ and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect." And we've been seeing that, man. Okay, what's one of these false pastors? LUIC, okay, GOCC, okay. These Israelite groups came up, teaching other names, right? Jesus, Yahshua, Yahuwah, right? Yah. All right, they're the real name is Yahweh. All right, that's the name of the Most High, Yahweh. Okay, in the name of his son, who the world calls Jesus Christ, his name is Yahushai. Okay, so these people have been coming with the false Jesus. The scriptures speak about in the last times, many would, have a form of godliness, but they'd be calling upon different powers, man. Okay, or you got, Allah, right? All these different religions and, beliefs, especially here in America, man, because they have that quote unquote, freedom of religion, right? And freedom of speech. Okay, so, it's even more over here where if you go to, say, Saudi Arabia, you gotta, you can't say certain things out in public or you might get your ass put to death. Okay, you can't be certain religions over there. But here you can. Why? Because this is Babylon, the land of confusion. Which the word Babylon just goes back to the word Babal, which means confusion. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Let's get this. Okay, because this shows what people are doing right now, man. We're in the midst of, a second, Great Depression here in the United States. And, people, there's 60 million people out of work right now. Okay, you got the whole Corona situation. There's a, global pandemic going on. But when you go to the stores, man, okay, a lot of people, you see buying luxury items still. I can't even tell you the amount of times I went to the store and you go over to you walk past the electronic aisle, and there's somebody always buying a TV, buying new phones, new computers. One dude bought 4 new computers the other day. And where do you think he got that money from? Was it the $600, unemployed relief, whatever you want to call it? Which they don't have that right now because we're in September. But I know there's a lot of people. I know somebody who got like $12,000 from taking advantage of that. So it just shows you, man, that right now a decent amount of people are living it up right now. Okay. Anyway, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the day that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right, now why do I need to read that? Because notice before the flood, they were eating and drinking, right, giving in marriage, right, being, merry in heart. And you have many people right now who are still being married, right? You have, this year, 2020, you have all these, the global, pandemic, 60 million people unemployed, starvation coming, the food shortages, which you can clearly see it, man. It's evident. It can't be hid anymore. That's clearly what's happening. You go to the store, it doesn't matter what store you go to, they're running low on something. Okay, and guess what? One thing turns into another, and another, and another. It's just a domino effect. Okay, the scriptures tell you, what is it, Habakkuk 2:2, for the vision is yet from the point of time, but at the end it will speak and it will not lie. Right, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. Right, so the vision that, let's just say, Ezra, the prophet Ezra, in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, that he had about, end of the world, right, there shall be, and at that time, the storehouses, the sown storehouses, they shall be found empty, is what it says. So very soon, the storehouses are going to be empty, man. All right, so it's just a matter of time. It's just going to be a domino effect. However, all the pieces don't fall at the same time, okay? For example, one week I went to the store, they were decently stocked. The next week I go back, and they're doing pretty bad. And then you're going to have, very soon that whole, panic buying, as they call it. You're going to have people doing that panic buying again. You already see how they wiped out the toilet paper. I mean, we're still being affected by that, right? I mean, the toilet paper, didn't really make much of a recovery on the shelves, at least where I'm at. And if it is there, then they want double the price that it usually would be, because people still be hoarding that, man. That just shows you, man, that people are still being married. Say, for example, remember that explosion that happened over in Lebanon? There was a video that emerged, I'm sure we all saw it, of the one woman, right, in her wedding gown. They were, the wedding day, they were outside taking pictures, and they got interrupted during their, marriage, right, as they were given in marriage. They were interested, what's the word I'm looking for? Damn, that's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. We'll just say, for lack of better words, they were, oh, there we go, interrupted. Interrupted is what I was looking for. Couldn't think of it. But anyway, they were interrupted by, the whole blast. So pretty much ruined their whole wedding, man. And they didn't expect that. Obviously, nobody expected that to happen. Just like this year, but nobody could expect that a global pandemic was going to happen this year, man. Okay, even though we coined this the year of tribulation, the year of prophecy, as Elder Tahar coined it, we didn't see this, man. Okay, we didn't see this thing happening. Okay, but guess what? The Lord works in mysterious ways, man. Okay, let's turn the page back. Let's see. Let's get some of the signs that Yahushua told the apostles to look out for. Matthew 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many will come in my name, saying, I am Yahushua, and shall deceive many. Yeah, and you got many people saying that they're Christ, right, that they're Yahushua today, and they have been for many years. Let's see. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, so that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. That's nothing new. Nation shall rise against nation, a kingdom against kingdom. And listen here, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Clearly that is happening every single day, man. Every single day, Matthew the 24th chapter is being fulfilled, man. Every single day for multiple years now. But as the years go on, which hopefully it's not too many years left of this, but as the days go on, because it seems like every day it gets worse and worse, because it is, okay? Every day it gets even worse, which who knows, man? They might even have, what is it, the big one? I believe it's over in California, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe it's California. It could be another big state that they have an earthquake that they fear might hit, that they call it the big one. I'm not sure of the magnitude of the earthquake, but you can look up the scale. I believe the biggest is a 7 or a 9, but it's supposed to be like the biggest one, right? You can look into that if you're interested. Let's see. It says all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? So right now America, aka Babylon the Great, is coming into the time of great sorrows, man. And the year 2020 has been nothing but suffering. All right, and depression. You got many people, taking themselves out. This one dude the other day, if you go on, what is that website, Best Score, which I don't recommend anybody going on there. But if you do, hey, that's, consider yourself warned. But if you go on there, man, you see some dark shit on there. I mean, damn, you got some people on there, live streaming their own suicide because they, lost their woman to another man, and, lost their job during the, the global, corona situation. So they end up, taking their own lives, man. And that's going on every day. So, I mean, it's just going to keep getting worse, man. Okay, then on top of that, if matters could not be worse, you have the whole global pandemic, the food, insecurity, the economic insecurity, and then lo and behold, you also have a presidential election that's coming up very soon. Okay, with less than maybe 2 months, I guess one could say. All right, so everything's just gonna get terrible, man. Okay, and just remember that ETT and the elders of Great Millstone and the brothers in Sakari, we all prophesied that these things were happening, man, and that they were going to get worse and worse and worse, and we prophesied that these evil things were going to come. Not because it's our words, but because this is what Yahushua says. Matter of fact, let me get something real quick. Okay, because you see the Christian church doesn't speak about these things, man. Okay, what do you see the Christians doing right now? Right, let's all pray to Jesus that this all gets better, man. Okay, so we all can go to church again. But that's not in the Bible, man. Okay, that things are not going to get any better until, the microchip comes, which is what? The mark of the beast in Revelation 13th chapter. Anyway, the book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse, bear with me a second. Here, bear with me. I'm just looking for something real quick. Oh, that's why. Skip the whole page. Okay. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 19, and verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren, Salakia, that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. So the Christian church doesn't have prophecy, man. They don't prophesy. They don't know the prophecies of the scriptures. You ask the pastor, what is the mark of the beast? He probably don't know what the answer is. We know, though. Why? Because the spirit of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. Vocab doesn't know these things. He might know a lot of stuff. I'll give him that. He could put up a fight. Just like G-Man. Right? Even, what's that damn clown? Sovereign Israelite. That guy, yeah, he's very intelligent, but he don't know enough. And he's an Edomite. So it just shows you, man. Okay? Say, for example, in Egypt, the Pharaoh's magicians, they were able to do many things that Moses was able to do. Why? Because they were working on the left-hand side. Okay, they had, spirits that they were working with that allowed them to do the same acts that Moses was able to do, by the power of the Most High. But they used demons on their side to do it. Okay, so just goes to show you, man, that you have some guys who are very intelligent and know many things. However, they still go off and are false teachers. So you always got to be circumspect, so to speak, when dealing with some of these guys. All right, anyway, let's go to Revelation 18. Just get a couple verses out there. Bear with me a second. Okay. Revelation 18 and verse. Let's go to verse 7. How much she have glorified herself maliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit as a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God Yahweh, who judges her. Wait, we'll stop there. Right, so in one day, which, one day with the Most High is as 1,000 years, so even though it says, one day there, it could mean an extended period of time, okay, that America will receive these plagues. But you know what? It very well could be one day. You know why? Because look at this year, man. Look how much stuff has went down in this 1 year. We're not even through the year yet. There's still, what is it? Almost 4 months. Almost 4 months left in this year. And what have you seen so far? Global protests, global starvation and hunger, right? Nations against nations, right? Nations assassinating other nations higher up leaders, right? A global worldwide pandemic, which, I mean, what? It hasn't been like, 100 years, if not that, since, the last, I'm not sure what the name of it. It was some type of flu. I believe, what was the Spanish flu? Something like that. You can correct me in the comment section down below. But it was like 100 or so years since, the last, worldwide pandemic. Okay, so what does it show you? That, for one, history repeats itself. And two, shows you how fast things can really move, man. Okay, and when this whole vaccine comes out, they're going to force people to take this. It's going to be, for example, right now, you can buy and sell by wearing masks into the store. Soon they'll make you wear gloves too when round 2 starts. Okay, round 2 of the, pandemic, or let me rephrase myself, plandemic. And then very soon when the vaccine comes out, they're going to make it mandatory to have a vaccine in order to go into their places of selling. They're going to have scanners at the door that will, scan your COVID pass. Right, I believe it's a COVID pass, they call it. So the door unlocks for you to go in. But without it, you're not going to, be able to buy or sell because you're going to be denied access. So hey, look, man, a lot of things are moving, man. Okay, a lot of things are moving. Okay, you got idiots out there, and I know certain guys, saying, oh, we're not in the end times, which, I mean, that's just utterly retarded to say something like that. But fair enough, that's on them. All right, but I mean, if you can't see, that clearly America, aka Babylon the Great, is clearly step by step falling, then, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, obviously, Babylon, which is America, no Catholic Church, is clearly going down, man. Okay, you have a saying that goes, Rome did not fall in one day. Right, so America isn't going to go down in just one day, man. Okay, now physically it will go down in 1 hour, but that's by nuclear destruction. That's when Babylon totally is destroyed, which will happen when, who the world calls Christ returns. But as of now, America, before it's physically destroyed, it has to be, of course, morally and economically taken out. Okay, that's how you take down a nation. Okay, before the physical overthrow, it has to morally be broken down, economically broken down, and, spiritually broken down. Which that's spiritual. I said that because America is known as spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Why? Because America is all those nations put together as one, because it takes those customs and uplifts them in this society. It's very simple to understand. So pretty much, that's going to wrap up the lesson. Hope that was edifying. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and I'm going to say shalom.